Hello. In this video, I want to spend a little bit more time on one of the most important parts of the core 4 team or the deep core in a unit. And that is the floor or the base of the core, which is the pelvic floor. Because this is the area that I find where lots of my female clients and myself including are disconnected, and without connecting with that area, we cannot quite bring the whole team for that core strengthening that we're looking for. And this is not just about core strengthening, but also I know a lot of my female clients, they do want to look better in their midsection. However, sometimes our journey for that look of six packs or shredded abs and flat tummy might not give us the core that can also function well as a team in the most integrated and balanced way. So today we're going to meet the base of the core, which is the pelvic floor muscles. And there are muscles, so there's a set of muscles, and they also would like to work out to get stronger, and they also want to relax in order to get stronger, right? So let's just go ahead and like I'm sitting on a block, and this is just a cork block. So you can have a softer block or cork block. If you can sit on the chair for sure, you can also lie down on the floor. And in my online Core for Wellness course, I have a lot more tutorials and variations to play with. But for now, sit wherever you are, trying to find your center of the sit bones. And then just visualize here a diamond, right? And a lot of women think that their pelvic floor is like very small, like a pea, but it's actually quite large. And it stretches from the pubic bone, which is in front, to the tailbone, which is in the back, and then from sit bone to the sit bone. And I want you to kind of even maybe take your hands and create the diamond. Just kind of visualize in your head those 4 points because we'll be connecting with them in just a few moments. And we're also going to try to kind of feel the front, the back, and the side to side of a pelvic floor. It's not quite our hips and it's not quite our glutes. So that's why it's not about the glutes squeezing. All right. I mean, it's like very much connected, but we're going to go for a little bit more isolated feel and connection. So we're going to try to tilt the pelvis forward. So if you visualize the pelvis as a bowl, we're going to tilt the pelvis forward and spill the soup. And you're going to come more to the front of your pelvic area. Okay. So right in front. And then we're going to go in the back and just going to really sit onto that tailbone. So that's the back of the pelvic area. Just kind of feel it. And then we're going to come and find the center of the sit bones. I'm just going to go side to side. And even doing that, you might already feel some differences between your right and left. It's quite normal. Just be aware. All right. And then stay on the center of the sit bones and just try to find a good stacked up position of your spine. So your head on top of the shoulders, shoulders on top of the rib cage, and rib cage on top of the pelvis. And if you like to kind of sit like this, let's say very archy, we're going to lose a connection of the canister. Or if you like to sit like this, again, we're going to lose the connection of the canister. There is nothing wrong to sit in either of those positions. I don't want you to be in fear and creating just tension, but know where your default posture is and see if you can present other opportunities for it. Anyway, so remember the canister, remember those core 4, but now we're going to focus on studying the point of pelvic floor and the breathing. Okay, so when we inhale, we're expanding the rib cage, front side back, expanding the belly, and technically our pelvic floor muscles, the diamond, also expands and widens. Okay, and then when we exhale, you're going to try to exhale through the mouth slightly open and see if you can visualize those 4 points. They are drawing in, and then they're just lifting up a little bit. Okay, so we're just gonna focus just on that area down south. All these 3 points, imagine there's this claw. It's picking up the blueberry. It's a very slight and fluid motion. And it's just lifting it up on your exhalation. Okay, so let's try to do that. Yeah, and a lot of my female clients always ask, like, am I doing it? Am I doing it? Well, this is the muscles down there, and I cannot technically see them. But see if you can start feeling and connecting, perhaps like against the block. So you might feel a gentle lowering down and opening. And then as you exhale, you might feel kind of like that rising up, right? Sometimes I like for people to sit maybe on a folded blanket. So to give a little bit more connection, a little bit more cushioning, sometimes it might help. You might experiment with that. So, and go ahead and practice while I'm going to give you just a few more visuals. So again, inhale, you're expanding, everything expanding all the way down there. And as you exhale, you're taking those 4 points, drawing them in together and lifting them up. So imagine there is this lotus flower. So on inhalation, the lotus flower is opening out, widening and lengthening. And on exhalation, it's closing in, right? But it doesn't just close in, it also lifts up. That's why it's not quite exact example. So another example I really like and connect with, and I'm sure that you all have seen a crane in the construction area. So what does the crane do? So it slowly goes down. That claw system opens out, and then it picks what it needs to pick. It draws in and lifts up, even though it might feel and sound a little bit more masculine. So we're doing just a very gentle, a very subtle drawing in and lifting up. Like imagine you're picking up a blueberry with this very gentle crane, right? Sometimes people refer to a jellyfish. So if you have a good idea of what jellyfish looks like and how it kind of flows in the water, it's the same idea. Jellyfish is slowly and fluidly goes down and kind of opens out. And as you exhale, the jellyfish comes up to the surface of the water, right? So whatever example might kind of make sense to you, try to visualize that. Because a lot of times, since we've been disconnected with that area for so long, I encourage my clients, it's okay. It's perfectly normal. If you don't feel it today, don't quit. Keep practicing, keep connecting with that part of the body. And when you do, you're going to have this whole array of movements and core activation and core balancing, and definitely connecting to your entire deep core system. So don't quit. Just keep visualizing, keep feeling, keep experimenting with different cushioning, keep experimenting with different positioning perhaps, and connect. So one more point I want to make here in this video on your journey to the pelvic floor as the base of the deep core connection is this. Contracting is as important as relaxing. And if you feel like you cannot contract, maybe because your pelvic floor muscles are already tight and they're just constantly kind of in this position, right? Then they kind of don't have any more room to contract. So just like imagine there is this trampoline, right? If the trampoline is too tight, it doesn't give you any give. Like your jumping is not really that good or that fluid, that balanced, right? So it's the same with the pelvic floor muscles, which are always tight. And there are other things contribute to that, but just see if you can allow that expansion to happen all the way down there. And then when it relaxes, it lengthens. And when it's muscle long, it can contract. So just like with a bicep curl, There is no more room to contract. We need to lengthen. So just kind of focus on that, play with that idea, notice what you feel, and don't give up. Visualization is the key to success.